Hi guys, this is Champe from imusicAcademy one more time, and I'm going to bring you a tutorial today on fattening up chord progressions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a chord progression, and then I'm going to show you how you can gospelize it, or how you can make it thicker and fatter, and I'm going to show you a couple of licks you can add in, and one really cool gospel lick that you might hear all the time. You might hear that lick in several modern contemporary gospel music such as James Fortune, Kirk Franklin. They use that lick a lot. So the progression we're going to go over is we're going to have a C. We're going to go to an E chord, to then an A chord. The passing chord is going to be a C7 chord to an F. And then we're going to go to this A chord, which is an A7 chord, D minor, and then a G. I repeat. So the simple chord here is C, C, E, G, E, E, G sharp, B, to the A chord, A minor chord, to our C7 chord. That's a C9 technically, but make it a C7 chord, to the F chord, then D minor to the G. Okay. Now, how are we going to fatten this up? The first thing I want to do is I'm going to play this C instead, okay? And I always like to add that little running, C, D to the C. And then for my E, I'm going to play this, which is really, if you think about it, you think of the scale degree, we have an E, a G sharp, which are like the chord tones within the chord. And we have a D, which is the 7th, right? And if you ever get confused about how to find a 7 of any chord, instead of counting upwards, try counting downwards. So from the E, the 7 is always going to be 2 semitones below, which is going to be the D. And then I have here a G. If you think about this could be the sharp 9, because I can't call it a minor because I've already got the G sharp here, right? So I need to call this something else. I can't have you can have a major minor. I know some people do refer to major minor, but you have a sharp 9 here. 8, this is the root, that's the 9th, sharp 9, and then here we have the sharp 5, and then we have an F at the top. So that was it's a pretty widely voiced chord, and then I walk it down to this huge monster of a chord, which is really an A minor chord. We have the add 9 minor, we have the 5th, and then from here I go to the C7. Okay, this is how I'm playing my C7. There's nothing strange about this except the add 9, which is a D. And then we go to the E minor chord here. This time, instead of going from the C to the F, I'm going with passing chord, which is the E minor. Nothing special here. I have the normal E minor sharp 5, or if you want, you can think of it as a C chord inverted. Same thing, Then we have the F chord. I'm playing an F7. Okay. See? And this is the fingering that I might use. And then I have a very delicious chord here. If you want, you can add an E in there if you really want to, but I just go for this. It's an A, and again here we have a lot of things going on. We have the 7th, we have the 3rd, we have the 6th, actually because of the 7th being in the chord, we give this its higher extension name, which is not a 6th but rather a 13th. Okay, a 13th, and then here obviously the flat 9. Then that's my little passing chord here. Then to the D minor. With the D minor, start with the D at the bass, the A, and I'm really playing the F and the G together, and then I'm playing A, C, E, G. It just makes it that thick gospel sound, with all the voices in there. And then lastly is very simple. F over G, and then G chord, G7 chord, okay? So altogether it should sound like this. Perhaps you could end it with that, like I showed you last time. So yeah, that's an example of how I take normal boring chords, typical chords, and then I just begin to fatten up the progression. Remember we started off with that. Sorry. And yeah. Obviously, this comes with context. You don't always want to beaten up chords. Sometimes, depending on what's going on, if you're just setting the scene, you might want to relax and go back to your simple chordal tones. You know, just play the simple chords. And then if you want to really enhance it, start adding the nines. You know, the flat nines at the top here. And so on and so forth. So those are some of the fills I use. Oh yeah, some of the fills I use in there, just to quickly show you, was I showed you that little run at the beginning. But I didn't have any fill there. When I played this, I went. Okay. Optional. Literally walk this down chromatically. A lot of gospel songs tend to do that. So yeah, this has been Champion from imusicAcademy. I hope to see you guys in a future lesson.